Hi, I'm Gyok Tree, CEO of Bridge Alliance. And this Be in Conversation series is a platform where we have created to have conversation with our customers, Bridge member operators, as well as technology partner, to really look at how we can collaborate with each other deeper to propel our industry forward. So today, I'm very happy to have Ms. Pang Mei Yee, Head of Asia Pacific, Global Practice Lead for Supply Chain and Analytics Practice from DHL Consulting. Welcome, Mei Yee, to our Be in Conversation series.
Hi, Gertrude. Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks. So maybe, Mei Yee, you want to share with our audience a bit more about DHL? Of course, we all know DHL. No, it's a very well-known brand. But maybe a broader view of what DHL business is about and your role in DHL.
Thanks for asking the question. Well, most of us know DHL from our courier who comes to our homes with their yellow and red uniforms, carrying your parcels to home. These days, it's become very important for every one of us as with lockdowns and everything, myself included. I've been buying a lot online and getting my things to be delivered to my home.
Right.
What some of us may not know is DHL is actually a much broader, has much broader service portfolio, and we call it the end-to-end supply chain. Anything from demand planning to advisory, which is where I am right now, heading the Asia office, but also globally responsible to help our customers really understand how they can bring their supply chain to the next level of competency and transformation, all the way to air and ocean freight forwarding shipments, to last mile domestic postal organizations. We handle almost every single logistical service to our customers you can actually imagine.
Right, yeah, very widespread.
Yes.
So in the last 12 to 18 months, right, the world has spun into a new normal. And I'm sure for your industry, there's also a lot of impact. So how has that impacted the way you run your business and the way that you serve your customer?
Very much so. Last 12 months has really been, at the beginning, a big mad rush into reacting to the situations across the market.
I'm sure.
First, obviously, we saw China, being heavily impacted and locked down. And as China being the world's manufacturing hub, a lot of our customers are really coming to us to ask for help getting information, finding different ways to keep their supply chain running in the midst of this initial stage of pandemic. Nobody at that time really appreciated the scale of the impact, but very soon we saw week on week different markets locking down. In Asia, I think one of the largest impacted country is India, where overnight nothing could move and our people couldn't even come to the office and workplace to conduct our business. But I must say that our customers, our teams, our frontliners really was extremely robust and passionate about bringing our services, and we are essential services to our customers. Overnight, we found ways to work around the constraints. Overnight, our customer service teams found ways to bring equipment back home and work from home and continue to answer our customers' calls for help and answering questions. Overnight, our operations found ways, worked with the government, worked with customs to understand the daily changes in regulatory requirements and really fulfill the safety distancing protocols, the cleanliness protocols, and really abide by the rules in different markets that has been put onto our teams.
Right. So in enabling the new way of work, I'm sure technology plays a key part.
Absolutely.
So in your view, what are the key technology that has enabled the new way of work? And going forward, how would such emerging technology like 5G, AR, VR, right, IoT, all these buzz names, right, that will become a core part of how you will envisage the future of work for DHL?
Yeah, I have started the Innovation Center, as you know, in Singapore and drove the agenda for DHL in Asia Pacific for 5 years before I came to the consulting and advisory role. In a way, the innovation journey had been accelerated very much last year because of these constraints. The constraints requires us to put on our thinking hat, to put on creativity mind, to really deploy these technologies in places where in the past we would have thought a bit longer and would have been a lot more skeptical on. Take for example, we've converted some of the AGVs or autonomous moving robots to help really sanitize our facilities to keep it clean and safe for our employees. Our teams are now deploying even more broadly wearables, for example, to allow us to be more hands-free. Where possible, we are applying automation so that we can augment our resources, who some of them might be stuck at home due to the lockdown, and really help to supplement the resourcing issues that we have been facing in some markets.
So in this whole journey, how do you see telco playing a key part? Right? Would you see telco as a key partner of yours in deploying all this?
Absolutely. It's interesting that you mentioned that telcos and logistics, and if you think way back, DHL also, by the way, has a postal service in Germany. Quite a number of years back, they were actually operating under the same ministry within many markets. So if you think about it, to every parcel, to every document that we deliver, there is a parallel and similar flow of information required from party to party all the way to the end receiver. A third leg actually is also the financial institution, the flow of money, really run very much in tandem with a logistics flow. So we need information exchanges in critical points of the supply chain. With customs, for example, without information to really verify the goods that has arrived, the documentation that is required, and all of these things are driven by the infrastructure that telco providers help enable. Our customers will not be able to get their products in time. Without the ability of telcos enabling IoT device information flow, for example, our customers will not be able to know if their products are being delivered in the right quality. For example, these days with vaccines, we talk about the -70 degrees, the 2 to 8, the -20 degrees temperature loggers are then critical to ensure that the products are traveling through the supply chain physically in good condition, and we are assured through this information flow enabled by the telcos to then allow us to more safely use these products.
Right. So if you look ahead, right, with 5G being rolled out, are there new possibility or opportunities that you think in the supply chain world that can be unlocked?
I think there must be. It's up to us to discover what these opportunities are. That's where the role of the Innovation Center really comes into play. DHL invested in now 3 innovation centers, and we are committed to now set up one new one actually in Middle East. It will launch in Dubai, and this time round it's meant to be a traveling innovation center to go across that region as well. These innovation centers are set up exactly for that purpose, to work with partners like the telcos to experiment and discover use cases of new emerging technology. We are very excited about 5G. We need to understand it better. We need to appreciate how our customers are using them in their smart manufacturing, how it's enabling technologies like drones and others to be much more effective at what they are doing so that we, from the logistics side, can also deploy them as a user or even to the next extent, understand how it can be working for us, perhaps in a digital twin world.
Right.
I think all of these needs to be understood better,
Right.
and I'm excited that Bridge Alliance is working actively on this, partnering with companies like ours and the industry to figure out how 5G can be deployed in our business as well. Very
Right.
excited.
Yep. So I definitely agree with you. 5G, I think we are at the start of a 5G era. There's still a lot of things to be co-created, right? And I am also sure that there are new things that we couldn't imagine today that will be opening up in this 5G era. So thanks, May, for joining us today and for your insightful sharing.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me.